Hi guys, welcome back to another vlog. I'm currently at the garden centre with Tabby, our garden designer. As you know from the previous vlog, the garden is pretty much done. Well, it is done, isn't it?
Yeah, it is done.
It just needs to grow.
Yeah.
Sorry, we just had to wait for a really noisy rubbish truck to move past us on the road over there. But yes, we're here at the garden centre, very
I
excited.
feel like we've done phase one with the garden and now we're just adding to it. So we've got like the bare bones, the structure in, and now we're looking for some really nice long flowering perennials that can look really pretty all through the summer. And it's just sort of the icing on the cake, really, is what I'd say.
That's a really nice way of putting it, and hopefully this will be useful to any of you guys who are doing your gardens or wanting to plant anything, because I have no idea, and I just saw the lavender and was like, oh, lavender's really pretty, and then Tabby was saying, I don't know if there might be something better because lavender's quite static, you said.
Yeah, it's I think we're looking for something that's got a bit more movement and sort of repeat flowering, and we'll just has provide a bit more interest, I think, and get a bit bigger a bit quicker as well.
Yeah, and what's really nice that Tabby and I have quite similar styles, and that we both love kind of wild flowers and things looking just...
Yeah, that's the thing about lavender, actually.
free.
It can feel quite formal, and so we're looking for things that are a bit looser and a bit more relaxed.
Yeah, let's go and do some choosing.
And this is actually flowering time for rosemary at the moment.
Rosemary flowers?
Yes.
I didn't even know that. This is how little I know about plants and gardens. I had no idea that rosemary flowers.
Have really nice little blue flowers on them at this time of year.
Oh,
I think you can eat them.
I just said to Tabby, I really don't like this kind of bedding plant. You were just saying it's also not very sustainable to do that.
Yeah, well, traditionally people might have used these in like borders or their front garden and replaced them. So you just sort of, put new plants in every season. And what's nice is to look at things that you can keep in the garden for a longer time, and looking at using more native plants and things that are just going to provide more habitat for wildlife, and also it's cheaper because you're not buying new plants every year,
and also not having to do it every year as well. I just really want the garden to grow and kind of be wild, and
otherwise you just end up with plants that are all the same size.
Exactly. We're now looking at seeds here on this wall because, look, I'll show you, because it's so much cheaper and also really fun to kind of watch them grow. I love purple basically with flowers. I just really love it.
For me, it gets really nice and tall. I'd probably buy that as a plant as opposed to growing it from seed.
They have mixed wildlife. That looks really pretty.
There's only 3 here of those as well.
This is how our trolley's currently looking, and I think we are ready to go to checkout. We've just filled the boot with all of our plants, and this feels so exciting. I've just been waiting for this day for so long, Tabby.
It's the best bit.
And also just finding random shoes that I forgot were in the boot, so that's exciting. Oh my god, these are so cute. These definitely wouldn't fit him anymore. We're home and this is our garden centre haul. What have we got here, Tabby? What are we going for?
We have got 2 different types of Nepeta. So one's white and one's purple, and then we've got some rosemary, which is going to go in one of the lovely pots that we've got.
And I love the combination of white and purple, and Dan does too, so we kind of gave that to Tabby as our brief. But the reason why it's so useful for me to have Tabby's help is that I have no idea what's actually going to work in the beds, and also in terms of watering, you have to think about how much water the Trachlospermum needs and how much water these things need, and they kind of need a similar amount to work in the beds together. But now we're going to go and put them in the garden. Oh, it will flower, that one.
It's called a Philadelphus.
It's grown, this one has grown so much already, this shrub here. We're currently just laying out the plants, just deciding what should go where, what's going to look good. I just can't wait to have them all flowering along here. It's going to look so pretty. In the beds where you have the Trachlospermum, which obviously will grow loads and really kind of fill out, there'll then be the cute little flowers at the bottom. How tall will they grow, Tabby?
So the white ones are a bit smaller, and I think they get to about 40 centimetres high. And then the purple ones, I need to double check actually. I think they should be about 1/2 metre. I thought it might be nice to sow some native wildflowers and grow them from seed, like within the beds.
And Tabby brought these ones with her as a little gift to our garden.
Yeah, a little present for the garden. And so there's some scented ones, which are from a thing I did at Chelsea last year with Kent wildflower seeds and fern. So they're all native wildflowers, which are really good for biodiversity. And they're all the ones that smell really nice. And then there's some wild carrot, which is so pretty.
It's so beautiful.
That gets quite tall.
I'm just so excited about this.
Yeah, and then one's just for white borders.
So can Sage do this
He
with
could
me?
do this. Yeah, very much so. They're tiny, like a lot of the seeds are quite small. So you could just press them in to the bed, basically. You don't need to cover them, and then just keep it moist. And then when they start growing, you just want to keep watering them like consistently.
That would be so
and they
cute.
should flower. Yeah, it's a little bit late to be sowing them, but they should flower this year, I think.
All of our plants are in now and the sun's starting to come out. Good morning guys, it's Saturday and we are going to, hello Munchkin. I was going to attempt to quickly show you this morning's outfit. The coat is Sezane, the tee is St. Agni, my de Hanche belt. These are my favourite Levi's, I will link them in the description box. And then Sezane boots, which I love with these jeans. And there is a little mouse trying to get into all of my drawers.
Are you okay, Bunny?
Yeah, I'm okay.
Daddy, are you okay too?
Yes, I'm okay.
They're not sleeping, Mummy. They're resting.
Oh, they're just resting, are they? Yeah. Are you resting too?
Yeah. You like it?
Oh yes, we really like that toy. Thank you, Sage.
Now Mummy, can you put this toy back?
Yeah, I'll put
We
it back.
can wind it.
Tuesday, and I suddenly realised I've done quite a lot of filming little snippets and not actually spoken on the vlog. So here I am. I have just been to a breakfast, like a breakfast event for Hush and their new collection, and you guys know how much I love Hush and I've worked with them lots in the past, and they were doing a breakfast with Who What Where, and so I just went to that. I'm now on my way to meet with Penguin, which is really exciting to talk about some potential book club collaboration opportunities. And then after that, Dior have invited me into Harrods for a facial. So all in all, a very exciting morning, and this is all happening before lunchtime. I'm wearing hardly any makeup, no eye makeup at all, which I wouldn't usually do when I'm going to an event like I went to this morning. But because of having the facial at 12, I want to have to be like getting eye makeup off before having a facial, because usually I would turn up to a facial appointment with no makeup on. But it actually felt kind of nice turning up fresh faced to an event in the morning. The weather in London this week is just incredible. It's like bright blue skies, 24 degrees I think today.
Just currently I'm trying to get up.
Hello, I feel like I've not been doing the best job at vlogging with this whole vlog. It feels so all over the place, but I think a lot of that is down to tiredness, because Sage is going through a little sleep regression at the moment, and it's quite tricky to navigate, and I'm just very tired and have been awake a lot in the night. And then even if I manage to kind of resettle him and it doesn't take too long, I'm then finding it really difficult to fall back to sleep myself, because I'm fully awake and have kind of been in mum mode and kind of really switched on, that I then find it really hard to, I'm going on now, sorry. I'm then finding it really hard to fall back to sleep myself. If any of you have any tips for falling back to sleep and just kind of putting your brain back into sleep mode, even if you've been awake for an hour in the night and had to be kind of switched on mentally to be doing your job as a mum and what you need to do. And please let me know in the comments, because what I'm trying at the moment is counting backwards from 100, and I visualise the numbers in my mind and I see them getting smaller, because someone once told me that's a really useful thing to do to kind of relax your brain. And sometimes it works, sometimes it takes me an hour to fall back to sleep, and then sometimes he'll be up again the next hour. So I think it's also because of the weather changing. It's been really warm this week, but I've been feeling a little bit all over the place. Anyway, today I just have one thing that will take about an hour, just one quick meeting in town. So I'll show you what I'm wearing to go into town. I have talked about this white t-shirt so many times, you're all probably bored to death of hearing about it, but it's the Lisette Margot tee. I've been wearing this for about 3 years, almost exclusively. The only other t-shirt that I ever wear, do I have it here? No, it's in the wash, but it's my St. Agni baby tee, which is just a bit more kind of fitted. This isn't too oversized. I wear this in a medium. I have 3 of these now because I just can't be without it. All winter, it's the t-shirt that just has the perfect neckline to kind of go under jumpers and still see a nice little bit of white tee poking out, which I really love for a bit of kind of layering. And then in summer, I pretty much wear one nearly every single day, like tucked into jeans or trousers or shorts if it's really hot. Then this little necklace is from Hush. It was a gift when I went to the breakfast the other day. And then these earrings, I love these so much. These are by Annie Lou and they're little silver shells. So I'm going for kind of a silver theme today. And then that also ties in with this belt, which is my de Hanche one that I wear all the time. And then I might have to take you off here, or maybe I can just do this. Can I pop you down there? This may not be the best angle to show you these jeans, but these are Levi's 501 90s ankle prop. And then I've just got them on with my brown suede loafers. I feel like that lighting. Let me take my phone off here. Okay, this is a better way just to show you the jeans. Oh God, also I feel like this t-shirt does need an iron, but I don't have time. These are the jeans. I love them so much. I think you just cannot beat Levi's with their positioning of pockets on the bum. They are just the best jeans, hands down. I've then got these sunglasses that I'm going to wear because it's lovely and sunny outside. These are from Ace and Tate, and they are the Oscar lens in large. Really useful that it says it on them. And then handbag, I'm going to do my Longchamp bag because of the silver hardware. We'll just go with all the other silver that I have on. And this is today's look. Very simple, but as you know by now, this is how I like to dress. Just jeans and a t-shirt, but elevating it with some nice accessories. I'm home, it's a bit later now, and a very exciting parcel just arrived from Sezane, and I thought that we should unbox it together. The thing about it being really nice weather is that everyone starts mowing their lawns and trimming their hedges, so someone is trimming their hedge outside, so just apologies for any background noise. Sezane kindly gave me a voucher to spend on their website, and this is not an ad or anything, but I just wanted to show you guys what I got. Oh, I'm so excited about these. So the first thing that I got, I actually already have these in gold, and I wore them to so many weddings, I think like 2 summers ago when we just had so many weddings to go to. But actually with most of my outfits, if I'm not going to a wedding, I wouldn't really want gold metallic sandals, so I got them just because I can vouch for how comfortable these are. So I really think it makes sense to have them in a colour that is more suited to most of my normal kind of outfits that I'd want to wear a little heel with. So here they are. They are the perfect summer evening shoe. I think this beautiful kind of terracotta shade will go with so many of my outfits. It's just not as harsh as wearing a black sandal, and I think the warm earthy tones are just so nice for summertime. And honestly, I've survived like 8 hours walking around at a wedding and like standing around at reception drinks and stuff like that in these, and they are just so comfortable. They're not too high, but they just kind of elevate your look, you know. So very excited about those. I'll try them on and show you in a minute. Okay, so this top, I had to order it in a 10, and I would usually do a 12 in a top like this. Even though my top half typically is a 10, I would say, I usually like to size up when something is kind of going to be tight at all, or like tight over the boobs, because I'd say kind of my body is kind of a 10 on the top, but then my boobs can sometimes make it a 12, if that makes sense. But they didn't have this top in a 12, so I've ordered it in a 10. Let's try it on and see if it works. I just think it's so sweet. And I know that I did a little chat this morning saying, like, by the way, I'm on my knees here just because I've got the camera set up so that I can try things on and show you outfits, and then I just realised I need to bend down to actually talk to camera. So I'm just on my knees. Anyway, I know I did a chat this morning saying I literally always just wear a white t-shirt and jeans or trousers. However, there are some occasions, for example, I've got book club on Wednesday and it's an in-person one at a really lovely restaurant in the evening, and it's going to be like a nice summer evening kind of vibe. I will need a nice top to wear. Or if I'm doing something that's slightly fancier in the day that a t-shirt's just not going to cut it for. I just meant earlier that t-shirts are just my day-to-day, just going about life. But sometimes you do need a prettier top. So I got that. And then I also got 2 pairs of trousers, with one of jeans and one's trousers. My plan is that if the white top fits me and looks good and these trousers fit and look good, then that could be a full outfit with the shoes for book club next week. And then the last thing I got was these sandy coloured jeans. I've been wanting jeans in this colour for so long. I just think they'll be so good for spring, summer. Just kind of, I'm such a jeans girl. I wear jeans pretty much every single day. Sometimes I want another option and I don't want to be wearing blue or white jeans. I do have one pair of kind of like a black wash jeans, but I don't wear them very often. So I just thought these were a good different option to just kind of add a little bit of interest to my very simple outfits. Okay, let's try them on. I've just tilted you up a bit so that I can stand up and you can still see my head. But this is the top. This is not the most flattering angle, but I think it fits. It doesn't feel like it's pulling across my boobs or anything. I wouldn't wear it with this belt here. I just think that's too much going on with like the frilly detail. Let's take it off and try it with the trousers. Okay, these are the trousers and they are definitely too small in the size 10. They're really pulling across here and look really bad, but can you imagine them if they weren't pulling and if they were in a 12? I love the colour of them, but it's hard to see if I actually like them or not because they are way too small. But also annoyingly, there's room at the waist. I think I always have this issue because of my body type. I'm standing really far back so that you can see this outfit full length. Maybe I'll show you in the mirror too. These jeans are also in a 10 and they are a little bit tight across my hips. However, I know that Sezane denim does give, so I think it's wise to keep them in this size and I really, really like them. I'm going to send the stripy trousers back because even if I got them in a size up, they would be way too big at the waist. I'd have to get them taken in. And I just don't love them enough to bother to get them altered, basically. But these jeans fit like a glove. Like, look at them at my waist. They're just perfect. They are a little bit too glove-like on the legs, like around my hips. They're slightly too tight, but I know that they will give. I love this top so much, and also the shoes just go perfectly and make these trousers, the jeans, the perfect length for me, and they're just so cute. And standing back so that you can see the full look, I'm really happy with this. I think this might be my book club outfit sorted. And what I think I'm going to do is wear these jeans a lot over the next few days so that they loosen up and just feel a bit more comfortable by next Wednesday. I was just about to take you guys down to the basement because I realised I've shared it on Instagram stories, the finished, what we're calling our cinema room, but you could call it whatever you want. It's like a mini cinema room is what it feels like, because that's literally all you're doing there is go down there to watch a film. You'll see there's nothing else to do in there. It's not like a living room and it's really dark. So it pretty much is just a place to go and watch films. That's why we're calling it our cinema room. But just before I head down there, I got this book and I've been meaning to show it to all of you for weeks. And I keep forgetting to show it on the vlog. I put it on my Instagram stories and everyone was like, oh my God, this is taking me back so much. So I just thought I had to show you on here as well because I can show you in a bit more detail, and oh my God, it just made me so nostalgic. So Sage's birthday isn't until October, but I got this now because I just thought I found a copy. I think they're quite hard to get hold of now. This is secondhand, but this was the birthday cake book that my mum used to make all of mine and my sister's birthday cakes when we were little. I don't know if she still used it when my brother was little, but there's a 12-year age gap between me and my brother. and 10 years between my sister and my brother. So when I talk about my childhood, if you're wondering why I don't mention my brother, it's because he wasn't there until I was 12. But this book, for me and my sister, just holds so many memories. As soon as I got it, I showed it to Sage, and I did explain it's not his birthday for a while, but he just kind of saw it and was like, oh my God, I want to look at this book. And he's been reading it as if it's a storybook. It's so adorable. And the first few days that we had it, he was just asking to take it everywhere and just wanted to flick through it all and label all of the different cakes. So it's called Children's Party Cakes, and oh look, this says what library it's from. And honestly, my sister and I have had so many of these cakes. The beginning bit, it just kind of tells you kind of generally how to make a cake. If you were born in the late 80s or early 90s, I really hope that this brings you some nostalgia. I will just flick through it for you. The pages are all kind of like brown at the edges because it's so old. But oh my goodness, this is just such a nostalgic throwback. Now there's one in here. Oh, this is it. This is the one that I remember so well. And I remember that my mum did, these are ice cream cones, like little waffle cones that you can buy covered in icing. And that's what makes, what do you call these, turrets? The spiky bits on top of the castle, basically. This is called Fairy Castle. Sage loves looking at this one. But I remember so well, even though I must have been like 7 or something, that when we came to eat these, all of the waffle cone had gone like super soggy inside and we couldn't actually eat them, but the cake was amazing. Look, it shows you here like how to piece everything together to make it. Sage also is a huge fan of this one, Treasure Island. The Witch. So this must have been the first caterpillar cake. I bet it was. Those are so old school, those little licorice sweeties. I don't even know if they exist anymore. I'm pretty sure my sister had the teddy bear at one point. Anyway, there's so many amazing cakes in here. And if you have a little one, I'll also say Sage loves this one. I think it would be such a good book to try and get a copy of. I really want to show you everything, so I'm just going to flick it through really quickly. Welcome to the basement. There are still some things to do down here, so don't judge it at this moment in time. However, the storage room is all done. Eventually we may do some kind of like joinery here, but at the moment we're just storing everything in kind of clear plastic boxes, and it's like where we put suitcases and all of that stuff. We've got a curtain pole being installed up here so that we can have a curtain that will just hide all of this so that when you walk down, you're not looking at the mess of the storage room, because that's basically our loft space, because we don't have a loft that we can access. There is one up right at the top of the house. You'd have to get up a ladder to get in there and kind of crawl around in there. This is Dan's workout bench. We're drying washing down here finally, which is so exciting to not have it around the house anymore. And then, as you can see, we have a curtain pole installed here, and I've actually got these. These were so cheap from Dunelm. I just need to have them taken up. And then these are going to go and cover all of our washing machines and tumble dryers. And then the exciting part that you guys haven't seen yet, our little room that we're calling the cinema room. So we just have these really cute little lights on the walls there and on this side too. And currently just got one diptyque candle and some discarded matches there. This is the sofa from our old house and it needs a little bit of love. It's looking like a little bit stained in places, but we're just going to get loads of kind of throws and blankets down here to make it slightly more cozy. I've just dimmed the lights and put Wicked on just so that you guys can see what it's like with the little 4 lights dimmed in here. And usually we would have that candle on the left lit if we were actually in the evening here watching something. Oh, my face looks so shiny in this lighting down here. We'll call it glowy. We'll go with glowy, not shiny. But yes, it's just very exciting that the basement is finally pretty much done. It's just things like finishing touches now, but it's perfectly usable for all of the things that we wanted to be able to use it for. This is not the prettiest radiator behind me. We didn't invest in like beautiful cast iron radiators down here or anything, but we've just painted it the same colour as the walls and you really don't notice it. I feel like the iPhones bring it up much lighter in here than it actually is. Now I've just put Wicked on literally just to show you guys what it's like to be watching a film in here. I'm now really tempted and want to just sit here and watch Wicked, but it's time for me to go and get Sage in about 20 minutes, so that can't happen. But in terms of other things that we will be doing in here, there's so much kind of like built-in shelf space that was just kind of already part of this room, like we didn't design it that way or anything. So I think it might be cute to get some books down here. Maybe all of our kind of non-fiction books or film related things could all go in this room. Haven't quite decided yet. The curtains obviously need to go up to cover the laundry area and the storage room. And then my dad said yesterday, he said you need to get like a pick and mix and popcorn station in here. And I think that this little alcove that's there could be the perfect home for that, because then it really will feel like a little mini cinema room. When we have friends over, it would be really cute if people could have pick and mix and popcorn. Oh, and then obviously we need to get some like cozy throws and stuff for the sofa. What's really good is that when it's been really hot this week, this part of the house stays so cool, because I thought it could go one way or the other. I thought it could be like roasting down here because there's not any kind of like airflow, or it could be cool. To be honest, I just honestly thought it would be roasting down here, but it's actually, this is the coolest part of the house. So it's really good to know that in summer, you know, and sometimes in London we get days where it's like over 30 degrees and unbearable because none of us have aircon, or most of us don't have aircon, because houses in the UK are just not built for that kind of weather and your house just becomes like an oven. It's just nice to know that we can come down here in the evenings and watch a film and chill and not melt. But obviously we don't have the heating on because it's summer, so we need blankets so that we can be cozy down here in the summer evenings. I can't decide whether to do like cozy fluffy blankets in the same colour as the sofa, or do like a pattern or print, or do like the same colour as the walls and do like chocolate brown fluffy blankets. Let me know what you think would look good. Anyway, it's time for me to go and get Sage now, so I'm going to leave this vlog here. I really hope you guys have enjoyed it. It's been a little bit of a mishmash vlog, but thank you for watching and I will see you soon.